So my full name is Eliette Roslyn. I grew up in Australia. I've spent some time in Sydney, Canberra, Melbourne. Always enjoyed music. My dad plays the piano, so always drawn to the piano, and I think it was probably because he played, so I wanted to play. When I was 6, I joined the Australian Girls Choir. We moved to Auckland after my dad had cancer quite badly, so we moved to Auckland to be closer to my grandma for support.
How old were you then when you moved?
I was 11. I attended Albany Junior High, followed by Albany Senior High. Again, did loads in music still at school, and when I was 13, my typical Dutch father was like, you need to decide what you're doing with your life. And I liked music. I was determined to do music at university. Then I knew I always wanted to do a gap year when I was 18. And that was encouraged by my parents as well. You know, they didn't boot me out of the house or anything, but they were like, at 18 you need to go overseas.
Yeah.
That meant that I went to Amsterdam actually, because my family is, my dad's from Amsterdam, my cousins are there. We have family friends that are in the music scene there and tour and do a lot of in the cabaret and comedy and music scene. I had an opportunity to study with her and work in theatres with her, which was amazing. Did that for a year, and then I knew that I wanted to study in Australia. I chose Sydney, and it was a 2-year degree. And then I was all of a sudden 21 and I had finished all the things I had said I was going to do, so then it was kind of scary. And so I gigged and I waitressed and I taught, and I also did some sports coaching. I was walking my dogs one day, and I remember it very visually actually. I was walking my dogs and I just was like, I want to open a music school. I was about to get married, and then I was like, we were also considering where we plant ourselves. Moved back to Auckland. Yeah, there was this idea of like, okay, well, let's just start a music school. That's not a big deal. The traditional way of teaching never really sat with me. I was like, okay, well, I don't want to teach on my own. To me, it was like, it's so obvious how we can have fun with music education and like what we can do. How hard can it be? Let's make a school. Let's make a school, but have everybody here. You just have to do it and you make it work. And I was like, okay. And like 22-year-old me, I was like, all right. So signed the lease, and then like I remember the first week of lessons, first week of term 1, I had just enough students to pay the rent.
That's a great achievement in one term though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you're making ends meet and just like getting over your overheads to run the business, right? Were you paying yourself?
No.
No. So you're surviving on noodles and...
Yeah.